downstairs because I was upstairs in my house watching by myself for a little while. And my Uncle Joe and everybody, they were downstairs, and I come down, and my Uncle Joe, he says, it's time to go to work. So I'm thinking that he already knows. I'm like, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to prove myself. And then right after about 10 minutes, everybody's just like, so where are you playing at? And I'm like, oh, y'all didn't know? I'm playing with the Bengals. And then that's when everybody started cheering and stuff. But, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny because in my head I was thinking that they already knew. But, not everybody's going to broadcast that. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
It was funny. It was funny, Mike, because we were literally sitting there, and, I'm just, the draft is over. And we were definitely disappointed that he didn't get drafted, and I'll go into that a little later. He comes down, and I'm getting fired up. I got that. My blood is boiling, and I'm saying, damn it, Smoke, it's time to go to work. So I guess he assumed that for some reason that we didn't know anything. So we're in there, we're getting hyped, and we're talking. And then he's just casually sitting over there. He starts eating something, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then we're just kind of, looking. And it's maybe 10 minutes is going by. The draft is over, and we're looking, and so we're like, so where you playing? And he's like, what? You guys didn't know? No, we didn't know. No, what? Where do you play? He's like, he's casual, Mike, and he's like, oh, I signed with the Bengals.
Darius, you blew it. You should have told Joe you just signed with the Steelers.
Oh man, yeah. I don't think I would have been able to be in the house if I did. I don't know if I would have been able to be in the house.
Yeah. That being said, we were really excited, man, and we actually, Mike, we put on our Super Bowl Who Dey rap. We had a, great time, singing for about 20, 30 minutes after he told us that he signed. So we're just excited. We're excited not only, for Darius's opportunity to play at the next level, but it was special. It was special that, it was the Bengals, because this is our home, it's our hometown team. And, that made it a little extra. That being said, it didn't matter. I wouldn't care where he played. Long as he got an opportunity, to see whether or not that, he can make it on this level. I know, I have no doubt that he has the ability to compete on this level. But it's about getting an opportunity. It's about going to the right team. It's about going to a team that fits the style of play that you fit. And I think all those things they work together with the Bengals and Darius.
I think this also, Joe. I think a lot of it, yourself as an undrafted free agent. A lot of it comes down to the ability to play special teams.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something that, was stressed to me throughout college. So I played pretty much every special team out there. Mainly this past year I was on a lot of the coverage units, started at the gunner for punt, and then was an L1 on the kickoff team, and then I've been the corner on punt return, and then I've been at the front level for kickoff return. So I've played it all, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make that roster.
Now, is this one of those things where you're going to go out there with a chip on your shoulder to prove the other 31 teams should have picked you?
Yeah, you kind of gotta have a chip on your shoulder, and in order to make it in the NFL for one. But yeah, I definitely just want to go out there and prove to everybody that I can play with the best of them.
All right, and Joe, I know you want to get this off your chest so you can talk about the draft and the fact that nobody drafted you.
Yeah, when you get down because once the college season is over, then they get to that other stuff. They get to the combine type stuff. They get to the drills. They get to the vertical and the long jump, the broad jump, and the 40. And to me, they stop looking at the body of work, that a kid put in, and even with that, even with all that, I think there's some importance, to the combine and the speed kind of drills. But when Darius had his pro day, when you look at his numbers compared to all the numbers of the other corners of the combine and throughout the pro day, he was in the top 12, top 13 with speed. He was right there in all the drills. I think his skill set as far as dropping and catching the ball, he did that as well as any cornerback coming out. And then when you look at the body of work, when you look at the level of play at Wisconsin and the level of play that they played and the competition level that they played in, there's no way that it shouldn't transpose to the NFL. He didn't play for Central State or Akron or he played for Wisconsin. And not only played for Wisconsin, he started for Wisconsin. Not only did he start for Wisconsin, he played well for Wisconsin. Their team did well. And then, to have a pro day and have, a great pro day. To me, there was no way that, this kid shouldn't have gotten drafted. But, like I said, like I told him, it's being fortunate to play 11 years in the NFL. I've seen a lot of first-round guys who came in and they weren't worth the squirt pitch. I've seen second-rounders. I've seen third-rounders get cut. I've seen second-rounders get cut. And I've seen free agents come in and do well. And I think with Darius, with the skill set, his confidence level have to stay on level 10. If his confidence level stays on level 10, his skill set is going to take over, and I don't think the biggest thing, I don't think he's going to be in awe of those other guys. He's been watching these guys. These guys, the Bengals now are an actual Super Bowl contender. But I think once he gets out there and he sees the cornerback and he sees that he can run with them, he sees that he can, press bump with them, he can do one-on-one with them, and he's just as smart as them, and he's able to pick up the plays and as well as play special teams. I think that's when it would, that light will come on, because once you get to this level, it's different. You've been something you've been dreaming about your entire life, and when you're looking at these guys on TV, and it's not real. And once you get here, for me, once I got here, I was sort of in awe coming here, training camp and seeing these guys first game. But once I got on the field, it wasn't until I got on the field that I relaxed. And I said, "Oh man, I can play this. I'm just as good as these guys." And I got better and better, and as a result, was able to adapt to the pro game. I think Darius will be in a similar situation.
Well, I can tell you this: over the last few years, it seems like one or two undrafted free agent has made the Bengals roster every year. I think Darius has as good a chance as anybody, especially after watching the film today. Darius, you got any final words? We wish you nothing but the best of luck too.
Oh no, I'm just blessed for the opportunity that the Bengals have given me to come out there and showcase my talents, and I'm just ready to get to work. But yeah, I'm anxious over here. I'm excited.
And Joe, real quick, I wanted to make sure I heard this right, but did you on air say somebody wasn't worth a squirt of piss?
I sure did. I sure there was a whole lot of first rounders that wasn't scored.
That's funnier than hell, Joe.
Yeah, and I've seen some free agent guys who, I couldn't believe why this guy wasn't drafted.
Well, look at Vontaze Burfict. Perfect example.
Yeah, perfect example. And he is the leader of that defense. And without Vontaze Burfict, it's a different level of defense that we have. You know, and you're talking about a guy who came in and made an immediate impact. You know, he wasn't expected. He was slow. He was this. He was that. But once he got on the field, you were like, oh, wow. You know, this kid can play. You know, so, you know, I think that, you know, can be the same situation for Darius. He goes out there and, you know, there's going to be a transition. The speed of the game is definitely a lot different than college. But once you get comfortable, you know, with the defensive concept, you see that, hey, I've done this before. You know, I've rode this bike before. You know, and you know, I can do it again. You know, it's at a higher level, and you know, he'll have to raise his game up to reach these guys, because these guys are seasoned vets. He's gone in there with, you have 4 first-round pick corners. So
yeah, you got Denard, you got the guy they just drafted, Jackson, you got Kirkpatrick, you got Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man, yeah. So, you know, these are all, you know, first round, these guys are talent-wise, speed-wise, all those intangibles, those guys have it. But like I said, all that stuff still has to transpose on the field. You still have to be able to cover. You know, and I think this league is a passing league. I think corners are coveted. You know, and you got to have 4 or 5 good corners in this league. You have to have guys that can be able to run with the Antonio Browns, that can be able to cover. You know, the A.J. Green type receivers. So I think corners is a pivotal position on NFL defenses, and I think Darius will bring just as much talent and skill level, and I think he'll be able to showcase that once he starts playing.
All right, we're almost out of time, but thanks for coming on again, Joe. And we've had like 5 or 6 messages through emails wanting to know when myself and you are going to do a breakdown on the Bengals draft picks. You interested in doing that some night next week?
Oh yeah, we definitely can do that.
All right, and once again,
my godson. We had to start it with my godson.
That's fine. I had no problem with that. So, especially after watching the film, I think Darius has got a good chance to make the team. Darius, thanks for coming on the show. After you knock him out at rookie camp, we'll have you on before you go to camp if you want.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course.
All right. Thanks a lot, Darius.
Yep. You guys take care.
All
right. So for Joe Kelly, Darius Hillary, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.